An ant climbs to the very top of a blade of grass, bites down, and a stalk erupts right out of its skull. Now, forget the undead. A real zombie isn't some corpse clawing out of the ground. It's way scarier. A body that's still alive, still walking, but not driven by the thing that owns it anymore. Something crawled in and grabbed the wheel. And one of these hijackers? It's living inside about 1 in 3 people watching this right now. Nature's been perfecting these for millions of years, long before any movie. 3 real ones. And the last is the closest thing to a true zombie you will ever see. Start with that ant. A fungus called Cordyceps floods its body and rewrites its behavior, marching it up to the perfect height, warmth, and humidity, then bursting through its head to rain spores on the whole colony. And it's been pulling this off for 48 million years. We literally have the fossil. But here's the truly disturbing part. The fungus doesn't even take over the brain. It wraps around the muscles and puppets the body directly, which means the ant may be fully awake in there, a prisoner, trapped, watching its own legs carry it to the perfect spot to die. The bodies pile up in zombie graveyards the colony learns to avoid. Oh, and this exact fungus? It's what The Last of Us is based on. But hey, that's just an insect. Watch what happens with a mammal. Meet Toxoplasma. It can only breed inside a cat. So when it infects a rat, it pulls off pure mind control. It deletes the rat's fear of cats, then makes it actually crave the smell of cat pee. The rat strolls right up to the predator, gets eaten, and drops the parasite off exactly where it wanted to go. Now here's the part that ruins your day. It doesn't stop at rats. It infects almost any mammal, including us. Right now, it's quietly living in the brains of somewhere between 1/3 and half of all people on Earth. And it might not be harmless. One scientist studying it noticed himself calmly strolling into traffic and got suspicious. Some studies since have linked the infection to slower reactions, more risk-taking, even 2 to 3 times the car accidents. Now, that's a correlation, not a verdict. But you might be carrying a real, live mind control parasite in your skull right now. And the one I promised. The closest thing to a true zombie, rabies. And it is almost always a dog bite. Rabies is patient. After that bite, it stays completely silent for weeks, sometimes months, crawling up your nerves toward your brain while you feel absolutely nothing. Then it arrives and flips the switch. Aggression, hallucinations, and the signature, hydrophobia. Your throat clenches so violently at the sight of water that you become terrified to drink, which keeps the virus thick in your spit. Even a light breeze can trigger the spasms. And then it makes you do the one thing that spreads it best. It makes you bite. Once those symptoms start, rabies is almost 100% fatal. It still kills around 59,000 people every year. Only a handful of humans in history have ever survived it. In 2004, a 15-year-old named Gina Geese was bitten by a bat, and when the symptoms hit, doctors did something desperate. They put her in a coma and gambled. She woke up, the first person ever to beat rabies without a vaccine. Almost nobody else has done it since. And it's not even just these 3. There's a wasp that does brain surgery on a cockroach and walks it off like a dog on a leash. A worm that makes crickets hurl themselves into water and drown. Nature is absolutely full of puppeteers. Oh, and one more. Because maybe you wanted the other kind of zombie. The frozen one that comes back from the dead. That's real too. Scientists pulled a tiny worm out of the Siberian permafrost, frozen solid since the last ice age. 46,000 years. They thawed it out, and it woke up, and started having babies. It had simply switched its whole body off and waited out an entire ice age. So the zombie apocalypse everyone's waiting for? It already happened, over and over. Mind control, The Walking Dead, resurrection after 40,000 years. None of it is science fiction. It's just biology, and it's a lot closer than you think.